Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding our inner Brock and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who is you?
I'm Neil.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 396, y'all. Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's black. Okay. What's going on, baby?
Doing well this week. The weeks are just flying by. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I'm literally caught up in the matrix. When I close my eyes, it's Monday. When I open them, Wednesday. When I close them again, and then open back up, it's Friday. Then it's Monday again. Now it's Christmas. Like, time is just going, so I'm trying to process that. Mm-hmm. But one thing I need to do, y'all, I'm finally taking a little bit of a stepping out of my careful black girl area and going somewhere, y'all. Can you believe it?
Oh my God.
I'm actually visiting someone. One of my good friends is hitting a milestone birthday. So we're going to actually, go out together and do things and travel. And
you going to be on some hot girl shit?
I don't know if it's going to be. It's going to be lukewarm girl things. And so we're going to go to a spa and go out to dinner and hang out and talk to each other. And I'm excited about that. I'm not as worried about traveling because I'm big Vats energy, she big Vats energy, or the people around at least. So the travel is not the thing I'm worried about. But I think I'm going to have to go talk to my sisterhood of no sisters. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to talk about. I'm not. I think my social cues are a little off. And it's coming into play. And I'm just doing it because I'm self-aware. Because even with Nero and my family, I'm like, well, that's enough. Going upstairs to be alone.
We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
But when you're doing a girls' weekend, I guess you can go ask for alone time, but I feel like I'm going to do it at the inopportune time. I feel like people are going to how you share, right? Share things. It's me. Ding dong. Well, I'm heading on up. I'm taking a nap. How about you? We're ready for that? So one, I'm trying to get socially prepared to understand what it means to go out with someone besides Nero and Mabel. Then two, y'all know what I just realized? I don't know what the fuck I'm wearing. So, and y'all know I've been on my journey. I done lost, I done gained, just a little bit. But I'm literally in between, what'd you say that, Nero? I'm literally in between sizes.
Yes.
I'm not pre-COVID smaller me, but I'm also not peak COVID.
Larger you.
Larger cookie dough. I'm not that. I'm right in the middle. And it's at the point right in the middle where neither sets of clothes
fit you well.
Are flattering, right? So the smaller clothes is not like a bodycon look. And the bigger clothes is what's going on here? So I think I might be too late to order from Cheap and Cheerful, ASOS or something. I might see if they got a 2-day shipping. But I don't know what I'm going to wear. So that then means a bitch got to go to the mall?
Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
A scheme.
Are you kidding?
Yes, you got to go to the mall.
Are you kidding me? Pre-COVID.
Hell.
Pre-COVID, I didn't like going to the mall. COVID don't got nothing to do with my dislike with going to the mall, y'all. Pre-COVID, I did not like going to the mall. So you telling me in the middle of a pandemic in Michigan, I'm going to have to go play at the mall? And I don't know about y'all. Y'all Michigan folks speak. Y'all can say something. I think our malls in Michigan, we have nicer malls, but all the nicer ones are scattered out deep in the suburbs. And there's no, I'm sorry, y'all. We just making sure Mabel ain't killing herself. Is she killing herself now?
No.
Okay. There's no, I don't know, the local malls aren't where it's at anymore. You can't go to a Fairlane or a West, you can't do that. Oh. What's your East Side?
Eastland.
Definitely not. I didn't even know that was.
Eastland and Oakland Mall.
I didn't even know Eastland was open.
Yeah. I don't know.
Eastland is like Northland. I didn't know that was even.
I'm going to look and see why you keep talking.
Existent. The malls, they're so far out, right? If you want to go somewhere, if you're trying to go to a Somerset, right? You're going out to Troy and shit. It's a half a day journey. And so, Nero, I'm going to Google Eastland. Oh, it got 3.2 stars. What the ratings say, Nero? Eastland, it's called Eastland Center in Harper Woods, y'all. What the ratings say? Oh, no. Oh, no, they got some good ratings. Legendary East Side fineness. Oh, people ain't talking too bad. Go to the lowest. You know I'm shady. Hit the lowest button. Let's see what people say. Just don't. It needs to close completely. The parking lot is a joke and completely destroyed. The building should be condemned. Parking lot potholes and raggedy. Looks deserted from the outside. Avoid this place. Ghost town. Bugs, mice, infected.
Oh my God.
The roads needs to be fixed all through the mall. Should I read that?
Sure.
No, we're not doing it. I almost read this. It's a long one. So I don't like the malls. I think the malls in Michigan, the nicer ones, take a while to get to. And they're usually in very white places. Mm-hmm. And so I got to get my emotional bandwidth up to do that. But on the flip side, I don't want to go to my girl thing looking like who done it and why. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The only thing nice I got is pajamas.
I'm going to go to Eastland if I want to get marked. God damn.
Is Northland still open?
I
think
know.
Northland's closed. I see them reviews. Shout out to the people who went to Northland. But what mall did you used to go to, Neil?
Eastland.
What? Oh, when you were growing up, what stores did they have there that you went?
They had everything. They had Marshall Fields, and then it turned to Macy's.
Shout out to Marshall Fields.
They had all the corner store stores.
Shout out to people who knew about Hudson's.
Yeah,
Remember
had like Hudson's.
Shout out to Mervyn's.
Marshall Fields and all that shit.
Oh my goodness.
And then, the typical Foot Locker, Foot Action.
What are the old stores you remember?
The Guess store.
Guess not old store. Remember? Shout out to Winkleman's.
Oh, I don't
you remember them? What's another one? What's that place you used to go to? Is it Service City?
What?
Service City?
No,
it was like an electronics store.
Circuit City?
No, I think it was called Service City.
You talking about service merchandise, right?
Oh, Service. What was Service merchandise? What did they have? I remember it was like the Apple store of the future. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it was like modern, and it was like you couldn't just get the things.
Mm-hmm.
What did it say? Service merchandise was a retailer chain of catalog showrooms carrying fine jewelry, toys, sporting goods, and electronics that existed for 68 years. Service merchandise, it was a showroom. Like the thing you wanted was never there. No. You had to take the number of it.
And then
they would go. Oh, then you had to order it, then they shipped it to your house?
Yes.
Is that how it went?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What's some other good ones you remember? Remember Montgomery Ward's?
Yes, I do remember Montgomery Ward's.
Wow. What happened to all of them?
Well, Service Merchandise filed for bankruptcy and was liquidated in 2002.
Did it have an internet? Yeah, I'm surprised Service Merchandise with that model, they should have easily been able to flip to a digital landscape.
A lot of those stores did not want to compete in the internet arena.
Because they already was basically doing it.
Because they thought it was stupid and they thought that it wasn't going to be around anymore.
He basically doing what Jeff Bezos and them doing, but in person.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what Amazon do.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sorry I don't got off task. But that's what I'm worried about, y'all. Could y'all send me recommendations on places that have 2-day delivery for cheap? Because that's what I might do. I might try to pull a 2-day delivery and go from there. But I think I'm still might have to end up and go to the mall. Like, I need to dust off and see what type of sandals I got. And then, like, we're going to a nice dinner. So I just can't go. Like, I need to be presentable. Pray for me. Niram, what's going on with you?
The usual. Went to therapization.
Ooh, how therapization?
Therapy. My therapist is a trip. Actually, I'm a trip too. I've been just been
I was
going
gonna say, don't you
things.
blame that on your therapist? She just meets your energy.
She was like, Niram, so like, in addition to like getting to the bag, because I know you just been focused on the bag and yada yada yada. Like, what else do you want? And I'm like, shit. I don't know.
It's more than life than the bag. Look, don't get me wrong, the bag helps. But it's
I don't know. Exude wealth and smell good. Nigga. I had the
What you
biggest
say you want to do?
Exude wealth and smell good.
Your therapist should have closed her camera. That's why I come be a therapist.
And so, we're just going through that stuff, right?
Don't glide over that. What does Exude wealth and smell good when she asks you what you want to do in life? See, that's why I come be a therapist. I'm like, Negro, what does that mean?
Oh, I had it already down.
Well, what it mean?
Two-tone rolling, submariner.
No, that's
Can
still thing. I know he ain't cut me on.
Can I finish?
I know he ain't cut me on.
Because the thing is, my Exude wealth is two-tone rolling, submariner, $300 t-shirts like Mark Zuckerberg. So, I want to walk around. I'm like, damn, this nigga. This nigga Niram
Yep.
is exuding wealth. Like
It's a hot boy summer.
they gonna be like, damn, this nigga wearing these just regular ass t-shirts, but then they go look at the brand of the t-shirts and be like, oh, this t-shirt is $300.
Yeah.
It ain't got no name brand on it.
Those are still things
Yes.
and not emotions.
Well, I don't know what else to say, baby.
Nothing about joy, happiness.
Well, I try, that type of stuff. But
Courage.
still don't have joy.
Like those things are long lasting. Don't don't get me wrong. I like adornments,
I understand.
but foundationally, it's
But
more.
I'm just going through some of my family traumas and not go through that, which is
Yo, what?
my family traumas and not going through that, which is money insecurity.
Okay.
So my goal in life, since I've experienced it for so long, is to not be insecure with money.
Okay. I mean, but getting a bust down roadie sound insecure.
Not if you got
Sound hoodrich. Sound hoodrich.
it. It ain't tricking if you got it.
Oh, okay.
That's where Exude the wealth come from. It smell good.
How did it feel when you? Oh, did you finish talking about that?
No, go ahead. What's up?
I was gonna say, are you gonna give an update? Niram babysat this week. That didn't bring you joy.
That brought me
That
a little
didn't
joy.
bring another end of joy.
That brought me a teensy bit of joy.
Talk about it.
It brought me joy because I was able to give the baby back after said 4 or 5 hours. It was just cool, having some new life and the little joys that come around with life and things of that sort. When they like, what is this and what's going on? You can just make weird noises and they just smile and laugh. It's like, oh,
You gonna tell the situation how you got into it, who you babysit, why, all that stuff.
oh well, I don't know. It's babysitting. Nigga.
Okay. No problem.
No, I babysitted childhood friends' son. They had a lot of things going on. They said, hey, can you babysit? Can you babysit? I said, yeah, I come over there.
What's your experience babysitting?
Well, I ain't babysitting in a long time.
How long is a long
I don't know. Years. My nieces
Decades?
and nephews. Yeah, maybe some decades. Especially a baby.
What is a baby?
Like a small baby, you gotta
Under a
change
year?
diapers and shit. Yeah. The kids, I'm used to babysitting and watching. They can at least talk.
10.
Yeah. Uncle Niram, I need to go to the bathroom. All right, I'll walk you to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Make sure ain't no pedophile coming.
Yeah. Oh my God. True. Okay.
So, that type of stuff versus
I asked because I went over to help provide support to Niram. Shan, maybe Shan can answer this. What do you do with the baby after you played with them and fed them and fed them and took it to nap? I'm like, so what are we supposed to do now?
look at each
I
other.
asked the baby. I said, so what do you like to do in your free time? I said, am I just supposed to hold you,
I
or
guess so.
can I just put you down and can I go over here and read my book, or do you feel isolated?
It just showed how ill-equipped I am to have a kid, and it makes me be like, you know what, Nyambi?
What you mean ill-equipped? Why would you say you ill-equipped?
Because I had to Google some shit.
What you had to Google?
When the baby goes to sleep, do you let them on their stomach or their back? Which one of them causes SIDS? And I was like,
well, I think this baby is beyond.
I don't know. Shit. Look,
I think we've hit the age range.
I'm inexperienced with this, so I don't know.
I'm just looking at the crib the whole time.
One of these provides SIDS. Yeah. I don't know which one is it. One of these things have a higher likelihood of the baby having SIDS.
This baby cutting teeth. I don't know if that is on.
Look, I don't know.
You were ignorant.
I don't know. So it's like shit like that.
Also, babies got fancy gadgets.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got a Keurig for milk.
This Nero, how do the milk? I said, Nero, I think you just hit that button, honey.
He's like, oh no, bruh. Like things that went up. You just hit this button. You just hit start.
We used to shaking and heating it up, putting it on your skin,
right?
Testing it out,
pulling in some boiling water and shit.
Boiling. You gotta put a thermometer. I'm old school. You gotta put a little thermometer in there.
Double
to make sure.
boiling. This is how I know I'm ill-equipped for kids. I don't, baby.
That in the breast, and it came out perfect. Huh?
It did.
I said, can I put?
And then you still gonna test it?
I said you should have tested just in case it's a fluke.
This shit came. I ain't know babies had Keurigs.
Then he had his own Keurig, and I was like, I wish I could put me a little instant matcha in there.
Baby got his own Keurig. What else?
And Niram said he want the heated wet wipes.
Yeah. I'm about to just have that, for
in
the
my toilet, just in the bath for guests.
For the flushable toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have one on the toilet. So it was things like that. I was like, oh, I'm ill-equipped for this. There were so many things I had to Google. And I was like, I'm about to just call them. Don't you call them.
I said, why you gonna stress them out?
Because I don't know where the baby clothes at. And every drawer I go to find clothes, it's a different size.
The baby had like drooled over a shirt and we're gonna lay them down. I was like, oh, change out that shirt so they won't, be wet or anything like that. I was like, Nero gonna find a shirt. Nero came back with the littlest shirt on earth. I said, this thick ass baby, how this baby gonna fit in a 3-month shirt?
I don't know.
It was look like a spank on him.
Because the thing was, there was clothes in the closets that still had tags on it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, all right,
they gotta get washed.
Either that or they not, or the baby ain't fat into those clothes yet.
Yeah.
So I started looking in the drawers because they didn't tell us where the clothes were at.
What?
And you know me, I don't like to be just going through cabinets and drawers and shit because I might find something that I want to have plausible deniability to.
Well, how much they keep it in the baby room?
I don't know. I would think that would be the best place to hide it. That would be the best place to hide it in the baby drawer. I don't know. Pound of coke. I don't know. Pound of weed. Jesus. I don't know. I just want to make sure I have plausible deniability. And exactly. So, because when he left, I was on the meeting and I meant to be asking him like, yo, so where the baby clothes? What are things of that sort? Yada, yada, yada. So I didn't get a chance to ask him. So it was that time. I'm like, shit. I'm like, and they got a camera on the baby crib, and so I'm like, oh, I know they monitoring my ass. I start to just talk to the camera and be like, hey, Jimmy, where the baby clothes at?
And just hold the baby and look at the camera
because I know you watching.
Exactly.
So
they say how many Nayams you take to have one baby.
Exactly. I ain't ready for this.
It's all right. You will be.
My 35-year-old ass ain't ready for this.
You get ready.
They don't come with no instruction manual, no nothing.
No, they just send you home and say, be
God
blessed.
Damn.
They say, be blessed.
I didn't know, for a second, I didn't know, I put the diaper on the baby wrong.
I'm sure it's labeled. How did you put it on wrong?
I put it on wrong for a second. I said, oh, this don't look right.
You had the booty part in the front?
Yeah. I was like, this don't look right. So, yeah, it was a lot of that stuff. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah. I'm ill-equipped.
Well, you handled it as best you could.
I tried my best.
All righty. So we're going to jump into some pillow talk?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start with Detroit news. So the headline this week is hit lottery for $30K, got a $20K chain, and it was stolen from the gas station. My God. Play that real, Nero.
I hit the lottery.
Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery, bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
So I ran back and tried to get back into the gas station. They had grabbed me, tackled me down.
Ain't nobody helping. Look at the white people.
Punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground.
Let me get the hell up out of here.
Off his gold.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
The gas station owner says he recognized that tall guy in that black top. A few months back, he was in the store. There he is in the white hoodie this time. And his MO was exactly the same. Scope out somebody with some jewels. Here, this man walking towards the store, grabs his necklace and runs away.
I hit the lottery.
They gonna get killed.
They are gonna get killed because they're gonna snatch the wrong chain.
They
are going to run up and snatch the wrong chain.
They gonna snatch the wrong.
In the way that they just got their car like this, you can get their license plate. Somebody know who this is, and they're gonna run up on the wrong people because you can tell these are a bunch of young stupid people.
See, this is reminds me of when they were snatching nigga Cartier glasses off their face.
Yeah,
but now they just doing chains.
How do we unpack this? So I went through a wave of emotions while going through this. So first, hit lottery for $30K. Oh, that's good.
Congratulations.
Usually you don't hear a lot of black people hitting the lottery.
No, you don't.
Although, we've known to play the numbers. We like to play the underground a little. But, you usually don't hear about black people hitting the lottery. So I'm like, okay, good. And it was a young black guy. So good. Next line. Got $20K chain. I had to pause. Yeah. You hit the lottery for $30K. And he said he off East Warren. Where is he?
What? No, don't put this on the east side. This is west and west side.
This feels very east side behavior.
No, this is the west side shit.
Is it So again, I'm not counting anyone's money. You can be on any type of warrant and looking at this gentleman like Niram say he want to exude wealth and have a very modest Rolex and a $300 t-shirt. His shirt could be $300.
It could be.
So before I even got through the story, I said you spent $20K on a chain.
Yeah.
How much money after taxes do you get from a $30K win? I'm assuming the tax man is
I'm gonna say 30%.
I'm gonna say, okay, that's kind. So say if you get the total buyout, I think he's gonna get 30%. But the option is when y'all were in the lottery, correct me if I'm wrong, you either can get like monthly installments for a time period of time.
Yeah, it's like 20 years or some shit like that.
Or you can get a payout.
Yeah.
And then I again, correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, the payout is tax heavier than the monthly installments because they want to take longer to pay you out. Right, because they get more money back in the lottery system by people playing it. Correct?
Yeah.
Got it. So, can we do the math on 30% of 30K?
That's $10,000.
Okay, so $10,000 minus $30,000.
That's $20,000.
How much is the necklace he bought?
$20,000.
So in one fell swoop, he
bought a chain.
He had no more lottery winnings.
No more.
Then he went to the gas station and filled up his car. I don't know what money.
Whatever money he got left. His work.
It's not. We did the math.
He got a job. He doing something else.
Does he?
Yeah.
And then they came and took the $20K off his net with his entire winnings.
Yes, one fell swoop.
It's a lot going on there.
Let's see here. I actually found a lottery tax calculator.
Okay. You found a tax calculator, y'all.
So if you won $30,000,
Yeah.
and considering it, so you'll get taxed 25% for federal. Damn, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then 4.5% for state.
So 30, you right?
So 30%.
Yeah, so it's right around 9K.
And so his estimated tax for that $30,000 winnings is around 9K. It was like $8,700. So he's left with $21,000.
So that's what he used the $21,000 to go fill up his car gas tank and get some crab legs.
Pretty much. Oh. Unless he just did okay.
What?
$1,000 per year for 30 years.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's why they want the payout because it takes the time.
Mm-hmm.
That story, twofold, him spending $20K on that $30K. I know you're not supposed to worry about how people spend their money, but brother. Then two, who is these niggas snatching change? Can't nobody have no joy in Detroit? And you obviously see this man as a working man. He like me and you. We middle class working. We working middle class people.
Yes.
And you gonna take his chain.
Take his chain.
And then here come the gas station.
Oh,
yeah,
I've
we
seen him
seen
before.
this. He done did that before. He take everybody chain. Have you told the police?
No snitching.
You obviously have cameras. Have you submitted the license plate?
No snitching.
Niram, what did you say when you was processing through this?
I was like, oh.
What the fuck is going on in Detroit?
Damn, they got the drop on him.
And we already had friends send us this story.
From California.
They was like, did y'all see? Is this by this day shady? Is this by y'all?
Is this by y'all?
Yes. What you said? When you come visit, don't wear nothing.
I said, oh my God.
Just wear sweatpants and what you call it, an A-Lines t-shirt. So what you call it?
Yeah, a shirt.
Oh, whatever. A tank top.
Oh my God.
So they can see what's on you.
They drugged this man down and everything. They tackled him.
Yes.
Good grief.
They ain't care.
Sheesh.
Oh my goodness.
I feel bad for that brother.
Next story.
Prayers to all involved.
Can we talk about, I have a question.
Okay.
And this was posed because I was reading through the article. You know, I'm in tech, so I always know what's going on with tech. And more importantly, I always know what's going on in tech for Black people. So my overall thought is there a way we can hold people accountable without counseling them? So I don't know if y'all seen this story, but Google actually recently had one of their top diversity folks removed based on some anti-Semitic blog post. So to go back to the beginning of the story, it says Google has removed its head of diversity over 2007. That you got that right. From 2014 blog post that said Jewish people had an insatiable appetite for war and killing. In a post about the Israel-Palestinian conflict that resurfaced this week, K-Bob also claimed Jewish people had an insensitivity. Can you hear me?
Insensitivity.
I'm sorry. Look,
Insensitivity.
I ain't got enough caffeine in me to suffering. That post had now been deleted. So on Thursday, a spokesperson for Google told this organization that Mr. Bob would no longer be part of the diversity team moving forward. What Google said is, we unequivocally condemn the past writings by a member of our diversity team that are causing deep offense and pain to members of our Jewish community. The person who wrote it, the person that they told to take a step back, said these writings are unquestionably hurtful. The author acknowledged that this and apologized. He will no longer be part, like he said, of the diversity team, and he will focus solely on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. The post was titled, "If I Were a Jew." Mr. Bob described how he believed Jewish people should feel about the conflict between Israel and Palestinians, the Palestinians, the times of the Israel reports. It said, "If I were a Jew, I would be concerned about my insatiable appetite for war and killing in defense of myself," he wrote. "Self-defense is undoubtedly instinct, but I would be afraid of my increasing insensitivity to the suffering of others." And through this post, it called for the resignation of Mr. Bob
Jesus Christ.
from Google. So I don't know if that was cohesive. So basically what happened was the group of, you know how these, what are they called, Miriam? You're better at this. It's like these little pseudo news sites.
Internet sleuths.
Yes, that come up, see what was going on. They did some digging and they found this post of this, like, he's basically one of the chief diversity officers at Google. Mm-hmm. And then put it on social media like he's anti-Semitic. He does these things. Why does he work for Google? Get him out of there. Then the person at Google was like, first, I don't remember even writing this. That's trash. I wrote it 14 years ago. I completely apologize. Like all those things. And then Google's response was actually, I think the latest update on that is that he's been put on leave for 3 to 6 months and then figuring out what they're going to do next. But then the backlash has been ridiculous. If you just go on the internet, people are like, he should be out of there. He should be fired immediately. How dare he be on these teams? Like, I don't know, y'all. I really had to process and unpack that, right? Because I do consider myself an advocate for social justice for all, because I do believe if one group is oppressed, we all oppressed. Mm-hmm. But it's something about this happening in 2017, the remorse, the acknowledgement of it, and also lack of trend for any, I don't know how to explain, any action or any prejudice towards the Jewish population that is like, it's not the same. And I'm trying to do that and not sound like a colonizer. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do that and not sound like a colonizer at all. How do you feel? And also, I think as a Black woman, I think I'm going to be biased because being in tech, it's a small world in Black tech, this person is known for telling a colonizer they are a colonizer. Mm-hmm. So this feels a little, again, I don't know, as if he told one too many people they some colonizers and to kiss his ass. And they said, better yet, I got something for you.
Smear campaign.
I'm going to do a deep dive. And the only reason I said the deep dive, 2007 is a long time to go back on the internet.
Google
we are in
that
2021, and like that's what like the person who said they did. They say, oh, they simply typed in like Jewish hate or something like that, and this was one of the first thing to come up. Listen, well now maybe, but like I don't know if I'm not a coder, but it's something about the algorithm that I don't think is going to go back to 2007,
and
let me
even do this on incognito mode.
Especially the things that are going on in the world, typing in Jewish or Palestine, like. I just don't believe that a blog will come up within the first 5 or 6 pages.
I'm going to do this on another
Please,
browser.
Niram, just don't do it. Just don't do it at all. That just made my spidey sense was just like, something's not right. Now, let's go back. Let's separate it. Now, do this person, this chief diversity officer need to be held accountable for their actions? Yes. Do they probably need to be working in a diversity team? No. But do they need their lives destroyed and flipped upside down? I don't think so. So it's just something about that is throwing me off a little bit. What you think about it, Nero?
I think
You don't went on a deep dive on that.
because I'm curious to see like where's it at.
It's more. I feel like I'm conflating a lot of things,
So
but it's a lot of shit going on here right now.
when it comes to the internet and things of the past, I've always had this stance of like the right to be forgotten, which means that after a certain amount of time, just like anything else, it should be able to like just evaporate in the air.
Yeah.
Or like you can just flip a switch and
That's
then it's gone. Because like the internet is something that have never experienced in all our lives, right? And so like the fact that you can write something, have a stream of thought, and may not even fully flesh that thought out, but just to go out there and say it, and then it comes back 14 years to bite you in the ass, it's something, right? Especially if he does not have a track record of this. Like now, if he got a track record,
That's
cool.
different.
But I also think cancel culture, like we should be canceling shit that really matters. We should be canceling murders and killers and dealers and all this other shit, versus somebody who said one thing about something 21 years ago or how many 14 years ago, and he has spent his whole life in diversity.
And I think that you have to acknowledge impact, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to like give grace and assume good intent, but you have to acknowledge the impact. But my thing is, I think the impact was acknowledged, but I don't think it was something that was brushed under the rug, right? Because do I think maybe his role should be allocated somewhere else temporarily, long term, something like that? Yes.
But what if he spent his life in diversity? Like, what if he went through this, he said what he said, and like, things changed and he committed his whole life to diversity?
I'm not saying he can't go back to diversity. But do I think it need to cool off for 3 to 6 months and you do some other things? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying forever. The week just went by. You know how quickly 90 days go by?
I know. But I think that's some bullshit, though. I also think that, in this way of cancel culture and things of that sort, like, why are we talking about anti-Semiticism now? Like, the new wave is going to be fat phobia in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
The new wave is going to be talking about people with blue hair and shit like that. It's going to be something else, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, the things that was normal back then, 14 years ago, is not necessarily, is at normal now.
Yeah.
So I think about fat phobia and everything else is that there will be trends and waves that people are going to be atoned or happen to be atoned for calling somebody a fat ass bitch or whatever. I'm saying.
Yeah.
And like, what's going to happen when your ass get called out? You done went out, became the head of somebody at Google or whatever next company that's going to be big out there, and they go back and they sleuth and they see that you laughed about a fat person. Like, is that fair?
Yeah. I think it's all in the response and the responsibility and accountability you take, though.
And from what I've seen, the dude took responsibility and accountability. He apologized.
I'm trying to have the empathy, right? So how would we feel if it was a white person who came out and be like, niggas ain't shit? I don't know if it's the same. I still don't know if it's the same. And I'm trying to get to the place to say, how would that react? But then I would argue to say white people been doing that.
I think the other thing is this is
I would
that
argue white people been saying that.
inherently a black person can't be racist or whatever because
The power dynamic.
they don't have no power dynamic.
Yeah.
So I even think about this, like a black person saying this about Jewish individuals doesn't have any power. But I also see like the Jews don't play around. I think about that song with Jay-Z had.
Yeah.
And he said something about like Jewish people collecting the money and things like that, and they was like, "Oh, that's
Stop right there.
anti-Semitism."
Look, this is them. Stop right
Like
there.
stop there, and it's like what? I thought that was a comment.
You said no. Oh, well, it's a backhanded compliment. But yeah, these are the stereotypes with Jewish community and money and all that type of stuff.
So it was shit like that. So it was. There you go. What's wrong with Jay-Z's line about 444?
They're saying, oh, the Jewish folks don't be playing.
They don't play around.
We need to get their internet sluice to the blacks. Is they hiring?
Because they don't play around. They don't play around. I forgot what he said. Oh, I'm not going to even say it because they're not about to come for me.
But I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to minimize it, right? Because anti-Semitic talk is unacceptable and it is not appropriate. But the response in which, and maybe it's just the media, right? Maybe other people around are like, okay, yeah, you shouldn't have said that. These are your consequences. pay your consequences, then move on with your life. Like, maybe that's what the normal people are saying, but it's just the media who keeps spiraling and creating thunk pieces. And I'm just like, this man took the ownership. He took the responsibility, right? Like, he took the consequences. What else is there to say? That's all.
Because Jay-Z had to go out there. He had to write a post. You know, Jay-Z don't even really like to write like that.
Yeah.
Jay-Z said, when I use lines like this, I count on people knowing who I am and my intentions, knowing that I'm not anti-Semitic or racist, or even when I use stereotypes in my rhymes.
Yeah. So it was just something then going back to the black piece, like, is it because it's not, is it? It is, because he's a black man. Then I think about the idea of a black man doing a blog post, being vulnerable, showing his feelings. And as soon as he does that, he's destroyed and shut down. Right? Like, it's just so many pieces on that. And then the other piece of it is that he's a private citizen for a private company. Like, he's not a public official.
No.
So what do you mean you're calling for the resignation for him from Google to, like, he don't work for the government. Like, he don't work for the state. He don't work for you.
No.
He works for
a private company.
He works for a private company. And he is a private citizen. So what he does on his private ass time,
it just came out of nowhere for me.
Is not your business. So, like, that is, like, it's so many things to, like, slither, right?
Who he pissed off?
Somebody. He definitely
He had to piss off somebody.
He definitely went to a virtual workshop and said something. And they said, I got nothing but time. Because I'm in tech and I barely got time to get through 10 emails, let alone go find a post from 2007. I bet he was outdone. I bet he was.
Can you imagine?
I bet he was literally outdone.
Like, let's get beyond this, because I don't want nobody to come look at this shit and try to get me my ass for 14 years ago. But can you imagine? Can you imagine waking up on like a Wednesday, like brewing your coffee and like looking at your phone and seeing
you, and it's you. You think you done did some cute shit
and seeing your name trending.
You think you done helped the children. You think you done, like, I helped the children. Like, I did a little speech, or I gave a little coinage.
And see your name trending on like Twitter and shit.
And you ain't doing nothing but minding your black ass business.
And you just woke up and you like, what the fuck did I do?
I know I missed that Peloton class.
What the fuck? I didn't do nothing this week. I didn't do nothing last week. Not this month. I've been home.
I've been home, my
wife and kids. And then for it to be some shit that you wrote in a blog
that you
post.
Probably don't remember.
That you don't even remember.
Nigga,
that
do you
even
remember
said?
one thing from 2007?
No.
Do y'all remember anything from 2007?
To be drunk down the mud for one thing that you said and something that you wrote years ago.
We cannot judge people's entire character on like their worst day. And that's anyone, even the colonizers. You cannot judge them on their absolute worst day. I am a believer of that. We got to unpack this. Maybe I need to do more reading on this, but not this story particularly, but this idea of how do we get people to rehabilitation? Mm-hmm. How do we get people to reconciliation? How can people mess up, but then like make it better? Right? Like we're not perfect.
It's that mob culture, man.
How
Because
it's like through this?
It's like the Puritans,
especially for situations like this that I do think can be resolved. Like I think it can be resolved, acknowledged, and as you say, atoned. But the way in folks come out, they act like it can't.
These internet mobs. Yeah, I think that's the thing, because it's like, you gonna lynch him? What you gonna do?
Yeah, like what is the outcome? Is the outcome for him to be completely destroyed?
Like that's my thing. Like what is the outcome? Like
what do you want from it?
So you don't want him to work at Google? Fine. Yeah. Where do you want him to work at? Yeah. Walmart?
What do you?
Like what?
What would please you?
What would please you about the thing that he said 14 years ago? Yeah. That would make it right now.
And God forbid, let's hope everyone has evolved from what they thought 14 years ago.
Exactly.
Hopefully 14 years from now, my thoughts have evolved.
And then the other things, this Israel and Palestine, like, this shit is deep.
Especially, we haven't talked about it a lot, especially coming from Michigan. Like, this is generation on generation on generation of so much. I can't even, the words, like history, trauma, like we're talking about thousands of years. Like this ain't no new 2021 shit. And I think sometimes the internet mob think it is.
Yes.
Yeah. This is deep. It's been hard even being in Michigan and like having folks, you know, who are on both sides, right? And hearing both of their opinions on what they're saying. Like, this is deep. Like, this is a situation where sometimes, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say sometimes you gotta mind your, like, y'all don't really know, though, how deep this is. Like, it's folks who like live in Michigan who are seeing their people die.
Yes.
And just like almost, they're not waiting for the call to see if they're okay. They're waiting for the call to see if they're dead.
Yes.
Like, it's whatever the news show you, 10x that.
Yes.
It is heavy and deep.
I would love to go read the full blog post myself versus like looking at this news article, and I'm pretty sure they have deleted it now.
Yeah,
but like
they deleted that.
For it to be literally one sentence, like one sentence.
Yeah, they act like it was a manifesto. It's a lot. But zooming out, like, do you have to? I mean, I guess we could write a great book and be multimillionaires if we had the answer. Like, how do you just work towards accountability and not canceling?
Yes.
Because that's what it is, right? There's a way to be accountable without canceling.
Yes.
And I think we all need to lean into that. And low key, if you dig enough in anybody's past, we all got some shit.
Exactly. That's the thing. This is the internet. If you ever wanted to go look up something, some old ass tweets of anybody, you're going to find some type of problematic shit.
Everybody got it.
Period.
You dig long enough, you're going to find some bones. So, like, that always confuses me with people.
A scheme that Todd set up.
Is it too heavy? I was going to actually then tie this into, y'all see this critical race theory? That's something I thought about when we were down in Tennessee and while I was on vacation. I don't know if y'all know, but there are literally states who are trying to introduce like bills to ban critical race theory in their classroom. So critical race theory, just so folks who don't know, is traditionally used by like academic scholars. And it originally started in law, but it has grown much more to that. So when you're thinking about critical race theory, it's used to describe how racism is embedded in all aspects of American life, from healthcare to housing, economics to education, clean water to criminal justice, and more. Those systems, they argue, that have been constructed and protected over generations in ways to give white people advantages, sometimes in ways that are not obvious or deliberately insidious, but nonetheless, they result in the compounding disadvantage for Black people and other racial ethnic minorities. Many folks, like especially white people, believe racism is the product of intentionally bad or biased individuals. But critical race theory supports that racism is systematic and it's inherent in much of American way of life, no matter how removed we are from its origins. And like, that's where I really want to unpack that. So they have in 21 states where they're trying to remove the idea that racism is not a person, but it's a living, breathing thing and mechanism. And that's why it's so powerful, because you usually can't pinpoint it on one person.
Right.
It's the systems,
it's
right?
The systems
it's the things that are layered on top of each other, right? Like there's different labels of like basically oppression, right? Like, so first you have the oppression, the idea of oppression, where it's just the thought and the idea that you are better than X group, right? In group is better than out group, right? Then the next layer of the oppression is, because we know we are better than X group, what laws and policies are we going to put in place that's going to favor our group instead of that other group? The next layer on top of that is, now what structures are we going to put in place, meaning the police, the school system, like to help indoctrinate people on how we feel, the justice system, things of that nature. And then the top layer of this oppression, this idea of internalized oppression, this is a lot of times when we're talking about code switching and assimilating, is when you as the underrepresented person then start to believe that you truly are less than your group, than the majority group, right? And you don't say that explicitly, but the way in which you action that is by, you'll hear things like anti-Blackness, don't wear bonnets in public. Like, no, just joking. No, but you will hear things like, oh, well, you have to be this because this is what makes white people comfortable, that thing. And this is why this is huge, right? So if we're going in classes and just telling Black and brown babies that, oh, racism isn't a thing, everyone's not racist. There's only a few bad people that are tucked way behind the scenes and they'll be taken care of. Like, we are setting them up for failure. And 21 states have right now a bill in place to get it banned, that racism is systemic throughout our culture. That is a problem if these things go through. Some of them have already started.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think it's one for Georgia, where they cannot teach this in school.
All the states where Trump lost it.
That's
And
heavy.
some.
That's why you got to teach your children. That's why I'd be nervous about sending my children with these white teachers and sending my children to these white daycares. I don't care how many times these teachers pretend they woke and acknowledge Juneteenth and have black books and black baby dolls. I don't give a fuck about that. I can buy my baby back own shit. But when we're taking out things like critical race theory in class, right? Foundationally, how my child is viewing themselves, and we're not having these hard conversations, that's a fucking problem.
Next
Why
thing you know, they be talking about ain't no slave ships.
Oh, don't do that. Ain't no slave shit, just immigration.
This is black immigration. The blacks came over here. They was at Ellis Island.
Yeah.
And then they came and worked on the plantations.
Cotton, and they brung.
And they brung over cotton and they brung over collard greens.
Yeah. They ain't bring over cotton. You mean yams.
And they brung over yams and collard greens.
Like, that's the piece where it's like, I'm not going to be distracted by this shit. I'm giving a call out to the parents. Parents, where y'all at?
Y'all need to be writing legislators.
I'm about to start writing to them because I know my child going to have to know critical race theory. And honestly, it ain't the parents who the kids are already in there. It's the parents who the folks who kids in daycare and shit.
Yes.
Because this is not going to impact the kids now, right? Like, they kind of learned it already. This is going to impact the kids in the next 5 to 10 years.
And then we start seeing people like John James.
Oh, my God.
John James don't know nothing about
critical race theory. John James still think, never mind. But like, that's the crew that you need to start talking about. Child, when I go to daycare, I'm like, how do y'all talk about multiculturalism and playing drums and shit ain't enough?
Exactly.
How do we talk about race? Like, how do we acknowledge those things? We got to acknowledge that shit early. Yeah, I understand white people don't talk about their children with it, but I talk about mine with it.
Yes.
White people kill me. Sometimes colonizers kill me, I should say. I forgot, it was some meme that was like, if our kids are old enough to like be shot and handcuffed by the police, your child is old enough to talk about racism.
Ooh.
So I don't care.
Yikes.
Ooh, I don't know who gonna be my daycare people, but they got something coming. They're gonna hate to see me coming. Which is Niram coming? Is Mr. Niram coming? We don't want Miss Nyambi to come because also I'm gonna be up in there teacher daycare. What they call when not the teacher, when the parent got to come in.
Parent-teacher conference.
Not that. When they take turns with the parent coming in and help passing out the cupcakes and bullshit.
Oh, chaperone.
Because I'm gonna be in that motherfucker too.
You gonna be a chaperone now?
And I'm gonna be watching. I don't have time. Y'all don't understand how these children's identities is being evolved. We do multicultural. We play African drums. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all and y'all parents too. I'm calling y'all sorry asses out too. Are you teaching your children about your blackness? Are you teaching them about your culture? Is there another language that's being spoken in your household if you have it? It don't even got to be an official language. Is you teaching them? Do they know about it?
Because I can't wait to learn sign language with my kid.
We definitely doing sign language. It's just, I don't know, that definitely gets me riled up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even being in education and seeing how they, and I would get them later down the line. And you can tell the black children who did not have critical race theory and the ones who did have critical race theory. They show up explicitly in class. Yes. And I'm like, oh. Even at my job now, y'all know with this promo, I don't necessarily work with the young babies as much. But you can even see the young babies who are suffering with their identity development. Smart as a whip, but have no idea about who they are, who they be. And it's sad. Because then they can't amplify all that book smart they have because they're constantly using the emotional bandwidth to overcompensate and figure out how they should show up in spaces.
Yes.
And it's you can literally see them doing a calculation in their head.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if perms come back.
Shut your mouth. Let's go. Perms ain't never left, first of all. First of all, I don't know who you talking to. Perms ain't never left. Uh-oh. And black women can do what they want with their head.
Oh, okay.
But it was a moment where perms was there with a vengeance.
All right, let's get into some Friday.
Not perms come back. They ain't never left. They just got underground.
Oh my God.
Perms just went underground, but they still here.
Oh Lord, I pray for y'all.
They done evolved. It ain't what it was. You know what it was in the 90s.
Auntie Monique wants y'all to stop wearing your hair natural and get a perm and stop wearing fucking
It ain't
perms.
nothing wrong with a perm. If y'all want to they have evolved from what they were. They aren't just the lie killer that they was. Literally lie. L-Y-E.
Shout out Friday. Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and we'll shout you out. Or voicemail on 508-784-1111. I'm gonna say talk to y'all later. Levels ever evolving.
Peace.
This one says 4 years in from Welcome to Tennessee. It says, hi, I've been listening to y'all since y'all attended a PWI in 2018, but never left a comment. But when I heard y'all came through my hometown of Nashville, I had to come say hello. I love listening to y'all. Hey,
thank you so much. Nashville was a bop.
It was. Let me tell you though, Nashville was open. I ain't seen not one man. Finally, leave my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating in my Niram voice. This one is from I can't get it out. Casablanca 3908.
Yes.
Excellent podcast with life lessons, tips on adulting, introspections as millennial, and perspectives sharing on current events in a lighthearted way, full of comedy. 10 out of 10 will recommend.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
We appreciate. We got a voice. Did you had a what's the name?
You can read
Juliana?
that one. Yeah, that's
Juliana. Oh, what's up, girl? So congratulations on 4 years of awesome openness and commitment. Thank you. It's hard. Let me tell you.
Hard out here for a pimp.
It is.
Remember that? Hustle and flow.
It is. Let's see. We got some voicemail. Let's
What's
see.
the Terrence Howard saying in that? I don't know, man. Now, man. What was that word he used to say?
You know it's something. I don't know.
Oh, you don't talk about hustle.
Hustle and flow. Yeah.
Oh, no. Am I getting distracted?
Yes, you are.
Hey, Niram and Natalie and Mabel.
Hey.
Hi, this is Mark. I haven't checked in with you guys in over a year. It's been a while, but wow.
You all right?
Uh-oh. I'm
Hello?
gonna kill her.
You okay, sis?
Look, we let her stay on the line.
We just stay on the line just in case. Hearing pertinence.
Well, thank you for calling, sis.
Oh, she called back. Though.
Okay, let's go back then. Here, we stay on the line.
We stay on the line to make sure, just in case there's any codes in there.
I still think lady is rude. Anywho, in short, Niram, congratulations on the book. Naomi, I have to take you to homie court because you promised us a lot of things and you never keep your promise.
What I did do?
As episodes of D9 and that wonderful planner you were talking about. I'm taking you to homie court.
Did I?
There was so many things that I
Naomi, queen of false promises.
Like cross country, Monsterland, and things of that sort, and even the November election. And that whole thing was just a mess.
Yeah, it was.
There are some other things too. Our 90, bras are not allowed in the workforce anymore with me.
No bras.
Do not care. Also, there is, oh my goodness, I have my notes written down. We drove cross country. I drove cross country myself. I actually got out of the position that I was speaking to you guys about a while back. That was giving me some problems, and that was located in NYS, New England. And now I am located in Washington State, right next to the Canadian border.
Mm-hmm.
You there? Sis.
You
got to call back.
I drove 15 hours a day, me and my dog. And my
15? Damn, you're like a trucker.
I had no problems with my drive. It was great. And honestly, I would do it again if I had to move again, which probably would be soon.
15 hours a day? Sheesh. She's like a trucker. She is. That's a lot. She got another voicemail.
So rude. I was my last one. I also forgot to say, I don't know if you guys have but there's a Twitter account that has Black Lives Matter. And it has your logo and everything. But it's primarily adult sexual content on it.
Oh my God.
With his bottom part out.
Oh my God.
If you guys know that.
No,
that ain't us.
Don't click it.
But it
That ain't us.
Just wanted to let you guys know that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
What else?
Mabel, I was backtracking. You guys have an episode in January where it was like, where Nira was like, "Oh, my dog is gonna get sick if you keep feeding her skin," and it's so crazy that 2-3 months later,
She gets sick.
Miriam is like, "I told y'all niggas, I told y'all niggas to stop feeding my dog all this human food." So stay on the ass, Miriam.
You're
Bye,
right.
guys.
You're
Have
right.
a wonderful week.
Nobody
Be blessed.
listens to Nero.
Bye.
I'm gonna tell you
We
this.
always listen
Nobody
to
listens to
Nero.
me. Like they think I be saying weird off the wall shit.
You do.
But I be speaking the truth.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see the truth in some of the weird off the wall shit. I said y'all gonna get my dog sick, and then what happened? She fucking
Got us
sick.
sick.
And nobody listens. Nobody listens.
Thank you, sis, about the Twitter. No, that ain't us. I will make sure we cancel that. We really don't be on Twitter.
No, we don't.
But we thank you. Well, I hope y'all know we out there throwing ass. You know, if we was throwing ass, we'll tell you. And also, if we was throwing ass, and if we want to show you pictures of asses, I forgot what's the guy we.
Oh, Black Touch.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do it. That's where you need to go to, honey.
Yeah.
But we'll
Big
get that
facts.
handle.
That's why I also think that's like another reason why the name change may be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot going on in Black Love Matters, Black Lives Matters, things of that sort.
Yeah.
And like, since you can't really trademark that shit, like it's just a lot that just goes on that you just have no
But
control
don't get me
over.
wrong, we ain't no wrong with throwing ass.
Hi, Nira Minayabi. It's Tasuba. I sent you all an
beautiful
email
name.
a few weeks ago.
You get that email?
And you all did read it. I was
Oh, okay.
super excited that you showed me some love, and I appreciate
Yeah.
it. And told you about my issue with my reviews not going through. And you all were like, "Well, why did you just leave a voicemail?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why didn't I?" And I was just
We all working, sis. It's all right.
like the recent news about us geriatric millennials. I think that's what it was. And I was like, well, let me leverage some other pieces of technology. So I just want to say hello to you all.
Hey.
You all did a great job. I love you all. I can't remember the episode where I came in, but it was definitely an MLK episode at over 100 episodes ago in the 2019 time frame.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I missed it, but I was curious as to why you all haven't revealed yourselves on any sort of media
Because
platform.
the
So
fans
if you
are taking
could just
pictures.
share the origin story
Yeah.
of why you all have chosen to remain anonymous,
Yeah.
I would really appreciate that.
Cool.
Also, I am down for the name change, and hopefully you all will let us weigh in.
Yeah, you
on
got
that
some.
as
You got some
well.
ideas.
Again, I love you all.
Thank you.
Love Mabel, and really feel like y'all are family. If you're ever in
so
Atlanta, don't hesitate to hit me up. One of these days, I'll let you know about my husband and what he has going on in tech and investment.
Let us know.
With his company, Collab Capital. Near I would love to connect you all.
Absolutely.
So,
hit me up.
yeah, keep up the good work and talk to you all soon. Take
Yeah.
care. Peace. Love is ever evolving.
Yeah.
I think the name change, that is evolving. So I think we originally, Nero, do you want to say it? We did it it was more of like a political statement, right? Like we were doing it just so we can literally talk freely, right? Like this idea that Black love is so big and so dynamic that we didn't want to be the face of it, right? Like we didn't want to own it, right? Like the whole community is Black love, and what you define as Black love is completely up to you. And I think by like remaining that way, we didn't, I don't know, it's not really namaste now, right? But it's just like, we just didn't want to own it, right? Like we really wanted to create a community where we all can have a piece of it. And to be transparent, we only thought we was going to do this, a year?
Yeah, a year.
We were going to do like a year and out. It was almost like just a live journal where we were just going to kind of see what happened, and it was just going to live in that place and time. And I don't think we ever planned for it to go this for 4 years and for this long, which is why we're coming to say, oh, we might need to like separate it out, right? So we can like kind of stand on like who we are and have our own kind of personas and energies out there. So like I think that's what we're feeling now. What about you, Nero?
I think that, and I think the other thing is also was a project and an experiment for myself, right? Because, you know, I do have a very successful brands and things of that sort. And one of the things I wanted to see as an experiment is like, how good of a marketer am I really? Like, can I create something and market something that had no face behind it and it pop off?
And literally just be raw, uncut, grassroots you.
And I think that's the thing that really excites me about like digital marketing and just marketing in general is like, can you really create a movement with no one who sees your face in the Black community and it still pop off? Because, you know, especially when being Black, it's all about the looks. We want to know who you are. We want to add a face to the name. We want to talk about you and shit like that.
See if you got a bonnet on.
You know, see if you got a bonnet on, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, can we really
it don't matter.
form this stuff, especially when it's a platform as a podcast, right? Like you're not seeing who we are anyway. Most of y'all listen to us while you're in the car and things of that sort. So it's just interesting to create a platform and have, you know, nothing about us be a part of it, right? And then also, since it is part of the journal, see how niggas getting canceled out here just for journals? Shit, I want to be able to take this shit down.
I don't know if we said anything that controversial.
I don't know. You was calling crackers crafty a long time ago.
Yeah, I was calling, absolutely. I absolutely called colonizers crafty, and I gave a definition of what a colonizer was. If you rape, pillage, kill, steal, because you think your race is better than the others, you are absolutely a crafty cracker. You are absolutely a colonizer, and I believe they come in all shades and colors.
So that's the last thing I need.
I stand by that.
That's the last thing I need 14 years from now.
2050.
2050. The whites has become a minority, and they doing white.
Called us a colonizer cracker,
and they doing white crimes and shit. So like they doing the Asians. Like the world has flipped. The whites has become minorities, and people are just running around and hitting and beating up white people. And then next thing you know, something that we done said in 2018, they come back and say, "Oh, they anti-white people, anti-Caucasian or whatever."
But
Fuck
this
no.
me. No, I'm not. I'm anti-colonizer. Look, this is me. I keep correcting them. I'm anti-colonizer. Are you a colonizer? I'm anti that.
So I think, you know, that's a long about way to say like, it was more of an experiment. Especially with Naomi's like, you know, I don't know if I want to do this for a long time, Nero. Like I might want to be a year and out. It was more experiments like, all right, well, how can I make this pop without us showing our faces, right? So like that was a thing, right? And another thing is that, you know, we had a lot of personal stuff going on.
True. Oh yeah, that's true.
On a personal side that wouldn't allow us to even do our identity like that. So we kind of just like left it be.
Yeah, and now that we're at the point where we kind of can do what we want, we just kind of kept rocking with it.
Yeah.
Which is why Niram said, is the podcast, is our community evolving to something different?
Yes. And it's like...
And we get the urge, right? So I think it is. Like, we're not ready to stop, but we do feel as if we are evolving to something else. And we're figuring out what that something is. Even when Sis was like, Nyambi, you want to do X, Y, and Z. And she's right. But even when I was thinking about, like, launching that stuff, it just didn't feel right to pair that with Black Love Matters. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, that didn't make sense to do it that way.
Yeah.
But if we kind of step out of that, it's like, you could do these different things too.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is like, for me, is like, also with my own personal brand, like how do I mesh the two together, right? Because I do feel like they're parts of me, but not the whole me.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how do I mesh those two passions together to make a larger thing, and like whatever scrutiny or whatever that might come along with it.
True.
Yeah.
But no, great feedback, sis. But we're going to be doing some. I also think that's why this has been a little bit more slower and steady. Like we see this as a slow, steady race to be consistent, and we'll evolve and change over time.
Yes.
I'm still mad they throwing ass on our Twitter.
It ain't our Twitter.
Or the
not our Twitter.
Or the Twitter under our name. Can you
Twitter,
report that, Nero?
I don't. If I can find it, sure. If she sends me a link to the email,
just put throw ass and Black Love Matters.
Because I googled it. Like I looked at Black Love on Twitter and I couldn't find it. Like I couldn't find that.
Yeah, the throwing ass. They done blocked us.
They probably did.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. Y'all might have to send us the email. That would be smart.
Yeah, it's to block us.
Yeah.
So.
They let her throw that ass.
So I think that's an interesting thing, but I think that's one of the things is like, have we outgrown this name?
Yeah.
Things of that sort. If y'all got some ideas, send the
it to
names.
us.
Send the names.
Perfect.
You know, the winner will get a sweet potato pie from my mama. We can't pay y'all, but we can give you. We can pay you in sweet potato pie
and food
for all rights.
Maybe we can see you at Grubhub. All right, come on.
Let's see.
We messing with everybody. Oh, we got more. Oh, we just tooting Lou like it ain't nothing else going on.
Yeah, we'll see y'all Grubhub or something.
Miriam and Nyambi, this episode, I don't even know what number it was, spoke to my soul. This is Carmika from Houston.
Hey, Carmika.
Sometimes y'all just be hitting on my life. So, Nyambi, when you was talking about the family reunions and stuff, my daddy's side of the family has a family reunion every 2 years.
Yeah.
In small town Arkansas, you turn around in a circle and you then sing the whole town. And we consistently have to pay dues via money order or check. And I'm just sick of it. But truth be told, I ain't going to be the one to take it over. So, you know, they can have that all day. I just send it to my daddy and let him deal with it.
Yeah.
But like you said, going down to nowhere land and y'all want us to have a good time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I can stay right on up here in Houston and mind my business versus sitting there looking at y'all talk to me about, why my kids do this and why my kids don't do that. But also, you was talking about your pet peeves as far as what folks be doing at the damn airport. I was just on a flight last night, and this whole person, I'm calling person, but I ain't want to stereotype the generation she's in.
Yep.
But her whole baby didn't even have shoes on, but she's sitting there on live in the Wendy's line. What is you doing and why? I don't get that. Y'all... I'm trying not to be the old woman. I'm trying not to be. But why are you just sitting there on live in the middle of the airport? I don't get that. Same with the speakerphone. Same with us having all the loud conversations. Why are you doing that? I don't get it. I don't understand. I just wanted to get my nuggets and get on my plane. But this person, again, was on a whole live of Facebook, and her whole baby sitting there with no shoes on in the airport. No bags, no nothing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But them bonnet situations ain't none of my business either. But I don't understand why you on live at this here airport. What does that do for you or for me? But anyway, welcome back. Glad to hear your voices again. We missed y'all with y'all.
I'm telling you, it is. It's not the bonnets, y'all. Like, I get what the elders are talking about, but the bonnets don't get on my nerves. It's that loud talking shit with all these high-tech phones and sound constantly. We have the technology to have an amazing conversation. So why are you doing it like it's circa 2005?
Right. Have y'all not experienced spatial audio from Apple? And this is not an ad, but I showed Naomi spatial audio. She was like, ooh, it's in my ears. It follows me. This is great listening experience.
That's the shit that gets on my nerves. I'm mad Sis kept saying that baby don't got no shoes on.
It don't. In that airport, all them feet, all them shoes. Dogs be peeing and pooping, all types of shit. She called back though. Let's see what she say.
Okay.
Man, what's going on, Skype?
Oh, Skype is probably on there.
This is Carmika from Houston calling back again. I got cut up. I was saying when y'all be absent, I ain't got nothing to tune my kids out with. Yeah. And, school is out for the summer now. So y'all can't be taking breaks between now and July. Just stay around. Anyway, love y'all. Take care. God bless. Sending love and light.
Thank you.
But yeah, it is. It's airport behaviors. I really don't care what you wear.
Me
but
either.
It's them behaviors that you just like, please, sis. Please.
Stop it with them fucking bonnets.
And Loki, it kind of is the black woman. I'm trying to see, do black men show out? I don't know if black men necessarily show out. They be sometimes loud on the speakerphone, but 9 times out of 10 it is black women. I think what the black men do sometimes, this is also what wearing I don't say nothing. At least every other time I go to the airport, it's at least one black guy. And honestly, this is cross-generational that has way too much jewelry on. And they get stopped. They like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When you try to go through, for whatever reason, the what's the one that doesn't use metal? The non-metal detector one? Mm-hmm. The sonar? What is that? X-ray one is never available. And they always send either somebody, grandpa, uncle, or cousin, through the metal detector with all that gold jewelry that we know is just plated. And it might be, and I'm like,
beep, my shit real.
You know that Cuban link.
My shit real. Beep.
That the one from, what's that first story we had? 130K. $20K and bought a $20K necklace.
Yes.
I have been in a situation where I just looked at them like, why did you come to the airport and wear all of that?
My shit real. I paid $20K for this.
And the TSA always polite. They're like, sir, it's not about it being real. Sometimes when it's just too much.
If it's heavy metal, yada.
They try to make them feel good. But I'm like, child, you know that shit aluminum
fake.
foil. Yeah. Bought at the back of the source book. Come on. Let's close this out.
Scheme that Todd set up.
Come on. Shout out to the old heads. Y'all remember in the back of the source? You bought stuff from back there?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I was singing.
My mama wouldn't let me.
Ain't no shame.
You know, back then kids ain't had credit cards like that, so
Yeah,
you had to get somebody to buy
Credit
it for
card,
you.
the trust.
Yes.
Could you imagine the fraud that was rampant?
To submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to that website. We got that SoundCloud and we got that voicemail at 508-784-1111. Once again, that's 508-784-1111. Talk to you later. Remember, love is ever evolving. Peace.